A classic New Yorker is joining us, Beau Dietl.
He's a New York institution, a former New York City detective. He founded Beau Dietl and Associates, a security investigations firm.
He's been in the movies, Goodfellas, One Good Cop. Is that
One Tough Cop?
One Tough Cop
stuff.
You don't like that? Every time I say One Good Cop, you don't like it.
Just because my oldest daughter has a crush, my daughter Jacqueline has a crush on you. Take it easy. She says you're like Clint Eastwood.
Oh, please.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I almost got sick when she told me.
All right, listen, let's talk. Yesterday, Justin Bieber was in town, and, wherever he goes with these big appearances, there always seems to be some kind of melee there. And yesterday, I don't know, there was something between an undercover cop and security guards. They didn't realize what was going on. There was tackling involved. People got hurt. I mean, nobody seriously. What's your take on this, Beau? You usually do these kind of big events, but not for Justin Bieber.
No, I never did the Beaver Boy there, but I'm going to tell you something. We had America's Next Top Model. There was a bit of a little riotation over there. Then they called us in to coordinate with the police department. With all respect to my fellow police officers, that's who you have to deal with. Now, when you have undercover guys in the crowd...
Deal with whom?
The police.
The police. You got to deal with them.
Yeah,
of course. That's what I'm saying. And the point is, Greg, listen up, Greg. Come on.
I know. The riotation thing.
Okay.
That's I pause for a second.
What happens is you really have to coordinate. And that crowd was gathering almost a day before, so they knew there was a lot. The police were there in good full force. They had undercovers. Now, those cops know the other undercover cops. Now, the security guys should have coordinated a little better and had a little bit more of an input with the police.
So whose fault was it in this particular case? I mean, it doesn't seem like that they were totally prepared.
Honestly, the security guys that are guarding Justin there have to have a real good input and rapport with the police. The cop in uniform's always right.
Let's talk about exactly what happened, though. Justin Bieber's personal security guard sees somebody approaching Justin Bieber, doesn't realize it's a police officer, and he attempts to tackle that person. This was not like a bunch of fans rioting, trampling, shoes falling off.
No, but they were trying to rush Justin Bieber.
Well, there's one. No, it's this one guy, a cop.
With all respect to the security guy, in his mind, that person he didn't know was a cop, and that person he thought was effectively going after Justin, and he reacted honestly to protect Justin. It was a big misunderstanding, but with that said, you can certainly plan it a little better.
Yeah.
All right, let's also talk about another current event. This one has, our city fascinated and horrified at the same time. Those 4 murders at the pharmacy on Long Island.
Senseless murder. Why didn't you just go in there, rob the place, get the heck out?
You don't understand.
Why do you got to systematically shoot these kids in the back of the head? I tell you, when I heard about that, it gives you the quivers up your spine. The fact of the matter is that this OxyContin and there's all these pills, and the problem here is doctors. They prescribe this. I go to my medicine cabinet when I had my ankle bad and I had other operations. I got vials of this stuff. They just throw the scripts out. They got to coordinate and control them OxyContins and all that. With that said, you could go online. If you remember a few years ago, you could go to these drugstores online, buy that crap online. And I testified before the United States Senate about this.
Well, there are people who need these medications, and doctors are trying to help people. I haven't, I'm not going to point the finger at doctors. I am surprised that this guy, though, has no criminal record, no prior criminal record.
Addictive.
It's very bizarre for somebody to just 33 years old, hasn't been arrested his entire life, shoots 4 people.
Greg, OxyContin is more addictive than heroin. People don't realize you start taking them. Look at even Rush Limbaugh. Anybody who start taking these things and become dependent, you start taking, you get this good feeling, woo! Next thing is you're popping these things regular, you're addicted to it. It's one of the most addictive drugs out there. People have to be careful. Don't take it unless you really, really, really need it, because you could become addicted. And the addiction is not an easy one to get off. This is a real, real bad problem in our society today.
Now, you have had some health issues. You got the problem with the ankle, and then you got the heart, the ticker.
Well, his father keeps, every time his father, the commissioner, Ray Kelly, sees me, Beau, you're exercising, you're exercising. Your father goes after me all the time.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me. I don't think he talks like that.
No, well, he says, hey, Beau, you're working.
That's a little bit better.
Excuse me. He's very classificacious, your father. That's right. He's very proper. And he goes, Beau, I hope you're working out. Every time you see it, because in 2002, I was riding my bike out in Quag, and I was going to do a 16-mile little bike day. I jump on it, pressure on my chest. Instead of stopping, I didn't stop. I did the 16 miles. I felt the pressure. I went in and we did the thallium stress test. It's very important, thallium stress test. They said, man, your widowmaker is all clogged up, Beau. 98% clogged up. I said, what does that mean? That means if you had a heart attack, you were dead unless you were in a hospital. That was a little scary. So they popped the stent into my left descending artery, and then I feel great now. I watch it all the time, but it's very important that people have to realize sugar now has become the real culprit. Sugar attaches to the protein in the blood. It clogs arteries more so than the cholesterol that we all were led to believe.
But it tastes good.
Sugar tastes good, but sugar is the real problem here. And I talked to Dr. Oz about it, and he verifies this whole thing.
All right, listen, I know you love to joke around, but this weekend, you and I are doing an event in Bridgehampton. It's called, the Heart...
Hampton Ball.
The Hampton Ball.
And you're
it's
on
for the
it.
Heart Association.
And we got Charlie Gargano and my friend Star Jones, who was afflicted by heart disease. She's going to be, he's an honoree. Dr. What's his name there?
Rosengart.
Yeah, he's a heart surgeon.
Yes.
And then my friend over here, Robin McBride.
Yes.
And you are the MC. I asked you to do this, sweetheart.
Thank
you. You're such a doll. Your family is America's family, not just New York.
Oh, stop
the Scottos, case you know, the Scottos are the family.
Well, thank you, Beau. But listen, are there tickets still available for this Heart of the Hamptons Ball Saturday night?
We'll put something up there, and we'll and certainly the American Heart Association is something that anyone could go online and they could contribute. Or
right, they don't have to come; they can contribute anyway.
They could get actively involved. Number one killer of every American is heart disease. Number 3 is stroke. So we got to remember something. You know what's going on in your body. You don't know what's percolating in there.
It's true.
You got to keep checking.
Where is the event? Where is the event again?
It's in Bridgehampton on Saturday.
What time?
It's at 6 o'clock.
I want to invite.
Can you come?
Great. I want to invite you to the house.
I have a barbecue convention at the Javits Center.
Well, why don't you helicopter out? You got a lot of cancer patients. You don't spend it on ties. Come on, pal.
Even you with the ties. What's wrong?
I need to brighten you up a little bit. You look like you're at a funeral or something. A little bright.
I'm wearing a purple shirt. How much more flamboyant and colorful can I get?
I'll tell you, the suit is really good, but imagine a nice little vibrant tie. Spring,
I think
summer.
All right,
I have had quite enough of Beau Dietl. Beau, it's so good to see you.
You could come out to my house anytime and stay with me, and we could do work out. The law enforcement Marine Corps guys are riding bikes from Washington, D.C. to 9/11. This morning they started. Captain David Myers. They're on bicycles riding for the people we lost on 9/11. The United States Marine Corps Law Enforcement Association with the police.
Yeah.
Ride the bikes.
That's nice.
300 miles. Be
All the
there
way
Sunday.
down to D.C.
No, D.C.
D.C.
New York.
to New York.
All right.
Ground Zero.
All right, very nice. Hey, Beau, listen, tomorrow night, be there or be square, 6 o'clock, Bridgehampton.
Yeah,
Part of the
Bridgehampton.
Hamptons Ball. For more information on heart disease and this event that's happening tomorrow night, please go to our website, myfoxny.com. Click on the Good Day tab. Beau, always nice to have you
Listen,
here.
we should do this like quite more often because I like to get Greg in a little agitation here.
Agitation. You'd like to be sitting in the
I
chair.
Love that. I love that.
We got to have you
That
back
could
more
be
often.
fun,
It's
Beau.
great to see you again, seriously.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Meanwhile, gas prices.
They're going down.
We hope.
Slightly.
We hope. President Obama just authorized the release of 30 million barrels of oil from the U.S. Petroleum Reserve.
Real quick, before we go to Dick Brennan and Beau Dietl, I want to get your take on this. We don't tap this thing very often, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. This is our, rainy day fund of gas.
I got a real problem with this thing because there's a lot of reservation of oil and all that. They're releasing 30 million gallons. We use, I think
15 a day.
15 a day. The whole thing is we got to get these speculators and we got to specularize them and whack them around because they're the ones that are driving these prices up. It's all the oil speculators, and we got to get an investigation why they jack that stuff up because mama that puts the gas in the car needs to be able to drive the kids all over this summer.
Right, the soccer moms.
Yeah.
All right.
Baseball moms.
I did ask the question.
I'm
a little confused about the answer.
Wait a second. Oil prices. Go right to the source. It's oil speculators that drive the price up. That's the guys downtown with the commodities.
I'm following him now.
Let me tell you something. Bo knows business.
What about Muammar Gaddafi?
Well,
what about OPEC?
Excuse me, there was only a million barrels a day from Libya. That does not control our flow of oil. That's just a fugazi thing that they're talking about. Oil speculators are the problem behind this whole thing. Mark my words, son. Oil speculators.